folks, it's time to not play. Well, it's time to play La-Mulana 2 again, but in the sense that I'm playing a video of it. I'm here with Aura.
Hello.
And Seer Sky.
Hello.
And also we have in chat the runner of the run that we're about to see. I think we're not going to watch the world record run, but we'll be watching one.
This is the world record.
This is the world record. Hey,
yeah,
you're watching.
Yeah, no, this is the world record.
World record. Also, yes. How do you pronounce? Is it Tidget Radio?
I always assumed it was Tidget. But...
Tidget Radio. Okay, right, Tidget. Okay, yes. Also known as like your girlfriend on Twitter. Thank you so much for being here and also like letting us run this. I'm excited because after like my first playthrough of this game that took like 80 hours and a lot of handwritten notes, I'm excited to like watch like, okay, what if someone did that in like 1/40th of the time, and I'm just excited to see what kind of techniques there are. And we have like Aura here, who has seen me play this a bunch and been my guide and poet, and also has played it.
Color commentary.
Yeah, and Seer Sky, who has. So, tell us about yourself, Seer Sky, because you have a lot of like.
I am
experience.
a La-Mulana 1 speedrunner. I do not speedrun this game because it scares me, in some regards. But I did do various different like glitch hunting, like when the game had like just come out and I had just finished my playthrough. So there's a couple tricks in here that I can point to and say, this one is mine.
Yeah.
I found this one.
Perfect.
But it also means that I do know a lot about the various tricks in the run, and I've watched how the speedrun has sort of like developed over time and stuff. So I'm just here to give information and gush about the speedrun and talk about all the weird route decisions and stuff.
Perfect. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get started because this is about like a 2-hour thing.
That genie problem, there will be a squish in the world record run.
Nice.
It's routed.
It's routed. Routed squish. Yes. Get your routed squishes over here. Is this working? This is working. Perfect. This also is working. Cool. So we're going to get started. I have it at like just the 0 point of the very, very start of the video. So I'm going to count down and then we're going to start. Oh, folks, also, I mean, should we post the YouTube link? I mean, if you want to watch, I guess if you want to watch it on your own time, but we will be watching it together here. Oh, thank you. All right. So without further ado, let's get going. So in 3, 2. Oh, by the way, no. Hey, spoilers. This is an entire stream of spoilers. We will be spoiling a lot of things about La-Mulana 1 and 2. So maybe you don't watch if you still like want to casually play these games.
Sandra, you can't just go 3, 2, oh, by the way.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, she did.
And yet, okay. I just remembered. I need to say this before we get started.
Are we going on 1 or are we going on 0?
Okay, I'll be going like 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, if you watch this and then go try and play, you'll just end up more confused. It's fine.
So to start off, there's a couple things I want to note. The speedrun is on 1.0, which was the original release of the game. It's on 1.0 because it's fast. After 1.0, they just patched all the speed tech and all the sequence breaks, and so you can't do any of the cool stuff anymore. That's boring.
Yeah.
It's also, you are allowed to start with costumes. So it's maybe technically New Game Plus, but the alternative would be, because there's a trick that involves equipping costumes, and you can get a costume by talking to Never for like 2 minutes, there is the potential that the route would have ended up, you talk to an NPC for 2 minutes so that you can do the trick that you could have just done from the start.
No.
Yeah,
I mean... And also it's really annoying to delete your costume. You have to like delete all your settings. So...
Yeah, I like the speedruns that take into account like, hey, you will probably be playing this on the save where you've completed it, and that's fine.
Yeah. But There's not too much to say about the beginning of the game. You just go fast.
Oh, you just need to hit it once. Okay.
Yep.
I'm assuming
You need to collect a lot of money. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a bunch of like going out of the way for coins. I'm sure you remember from your playthrough, there's some very expensive stuff that you need to buy. So,
Yeah, I
and
was wondering how much money routing was going to be a thing.
money routing is a huge thing in this game. It's one of the things that slightly scares me because the money routing is also really complicated by the fact that you have to get down to exactly 1 at a later point in the run.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my god. Did I find that?
I think you found it eventually, but maybe not on your first trip.
There's a lot of hidden coin pots. Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
that there will be some hidden coin pots grabbed that you will have zero idea existed.
You
There's a lot of them.
son of a... Gosh, I hate
Oh,
that scroll so
Bye,
much.
Oscar.
Hate... Oh my gosh, yeah, just like Samaranta just like literally hiding. Yeah, like truthfully, yes, I was legit hiding. I hate that scroll so much. Gosh, I hate that scroll.
Luckily, you sent that squirrel to double heck.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can't believe how effectively this game made us despise a specific mini boss. That was like really.
It's good.
Stealing your stuff.
Ah, here's my inspiration. The thing I really like to look at, and well.
I kind of want to just point out right now, text mashing in this game is really hard. Like, going through text fast.
Really?
It's not intuitive. You have to like have a very specific rhythm to it, and also this game doesn't let you just hit cancel to back out of the like, do you want to hear me repeat this? You have to actually hit down and then confirm.
Oh no!
All right,
Yeah.
My favorite. See, La-Mulana 1, La-Mulana 2, they both have this intro thing when you get into the ruins proper, and every time I started a stream, I would play it to remind myself of it because I knew like they would be using it later, but also because it's such a cool intro. We deserve to hear it more, even though I've talked over it now.
I feel like this is the one time in the game where they break, like, the rule that like of pretending that screens are separate instead of all just being one big thing.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. They tell you right off the bat, hey, by the way, we got scrolling.
Yeah. There's a few like minor ways too where the fact that like everything is actually just one big area comes into play. Like if you die but then you fall into the next screen, you don't actually fully die until you hit the floor in the screen you can't see.
Oh yeah, and like they play this up a bunch whenever they like activate and Ankh, then like you see it shining from across the map.
Yeah.
And when you teleport to a grail point, if you're in the same area, you just move there. They don't reload it, which I appreciate.
So this game
you
is
can
like
just-
super linear until you get to beat the first boss. There's just not like you can get to Icefire Treetop before beating the first boss. There's nothing to do there. Not really. You can get the Grapple Claw, I guess.
I got
So
the
the beginning
real
of the run
early.
is getting you know the shuriken so that you can get the Ankh Jewel, and then we're gonna fight Fafnir. You know,
Heck
I
yeah.
didn't say we're going to hit any of the statues. That's because there's a trick involving costumes. I mentioned this earlier. So in 1.0, you can equip costumes in midair, and when you do, you get put into a standing position, and you just like fall immediately. All your momentum is killed, and you'll also fall through various different sorts of moving platforms.
Oh,
so
so
because these boxes here move out, you can equip a costume in midair above them, and then you would just fall straight through.
so that's how you do like it's not a raindrop, but it's you can
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
bark
it only works for like certain like
Rainbow
collision
drop?
objects.
That's why they do this. They force you to be in the same room as the first one so you can tell that's the sound, those are the little rays, that's what happens when an Ankh appears. So you know later, when they do it from like 5 screens away, you know what just happened. That's really clever.
So, anything particular going on in this boss fight?
You can only do 2 whip hits per phase, and there's no way to get a better weapon, so all you have to do is just hit twice every time he steps forward until the boss fight's over. I don't think there's any way to make this fight faster than getting a clean 2 whip hits every time he steps out.
Like, I appreciate that this. Okay, a lot of the bosses in this game are dragons, at least at first, and this one's just like, what if a dragon, but also a really messed up like shelled spider? Yeah.
This
it's a cool
lots of,
design.
like a cave story boss who just kind of snuck into the game. IMO.
Lamisa can crouch. It's a
Lamisa
game
can
changer.
crouch. It's really strong. Like there's some mini bosses that you can just cheese by just crouching. It's pretty good.
Also, I love how. So, okay, I love this. That looks awesome. But I also like.
It really does.
Yeah.
I love all like the subtle lighting effects too. Like you can tell like they were doing like some stuff to like make the sprites like have dynamic lighting with like the screen flashes when you do damage, and not just by like tinting the whole sprite. Put a lot of work into that.
It's so wild to me that they like went through all the effort of making a wholly new 3D engine for this game.
No, this is Unity. I mean, they sort of made their own engine because they worked around Unity entirely, but
as you do.
New in comparison to La-Mulana 1.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though because like there's just not gonna be as much they could necessarily do to make all the cool things. Because
I appreciate this gate because it's like, hi, welcome to a new area. You really should have picked up the shurikens. Go back and get the shurikens.
I don't think you can actually get here without the shurikens because you need the shurikens to get the Ankh Jewel. So it's more just like reinforcing, like.
Which is
you can solve puzzles with the shuriken.
Yeah,
I feel like
know.
in general, games that give you an upgrade and then don't force you to use it result in a lot of really obtuse, like, what do I do moments.
Because they really do also want to tell you, hey, by the way, weapons go through these beams. Just so you know. We've told you. But in case you didn't read that, weapons go through these beams.
So yeah, getting Origin Seal, getting all 3 seals quickly is important because they just lock so much. There's just so much random stuff that's locked by seals. And just, you can't really do much else until you get the Origin Seal. After getting the Origin Seal, I believe next on the docket is just rushing towards Earth Spear and the run fast item as fast as we can.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Running fast is fast. And
fast.
Earth Spears are incredible. So.
They're so good in this game.
Destroy Pikachu there.
Time to go to Anaphan. Took me so long to find the gloves. Oh my gosh.
We're going to be getting the original versions of the music in this playthrough, aren't we?
Yes, because this is 1.0, this has the mixes from all the versions before 1.7. In 1.7, they just changed the balance of all the tracks, and
really,
a lot of people don't like them. And I think some of them might be a bit better, but some of them are just way worse.
I don't have a strong opinion here.
Like the music for Fafnir in particular, I think the new mix does really poorly. It makes it sound really muddy. If I were to roughly describe it, the newer mixes of the music sound a lot bassier, and don't really have a lot of the mids in them, and so they kind of muddy out some of the tracks that are the more metalish tracks, especially.
It took me so long to find that power glove. It took me so long.
I wonder if part of that was to support stuff like Switch speakers better. Like, I know.
Yeah, that was one of the theories that I heard. It was that maybe like they changed it so that it sounded better on the like Switch speakers or something.
Because I know a lot of Game Boy games, etc., would often go really heavy on the bass and such specifically because only certain things would sort of make it through the speakers in the end.
So, after getting the Gale Fibula, there's going to be another instance of costume clipping. You can not only costume clip through some of the moving platforms, you can also costume clip into pots. And this is fun because a lot of pots are right next to walls. One thing to note, every single time that you see the speedrun, clip into a pot and then use it to clip through a wall, there is a very precise setup for doing this, and if you are wrong, you will get crushed.
Oh no.
Whoops.
But yeah, if you notice too, in that little bit, there's a bit of movement that you can't actually do in modern versions, which was you saw Tidget attack while running with the Gale Fibula. They made that not possible for some reason. It's kind of sad because it leads to cool speedrun movement.
I can't imagine. Wow. This costume's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's not bad. It is the fastest one to menu to, which is the reason why you will see the speedrun alternate between this costume on and the default Lumisa outfit, as you just equip it on and off.
Turns out this game is really fast when you don't have to figure out the puzzles.
Yep. Yeah, no, it cuts out a lot of time. There's a lot of time cut out by sequence breaks too. If this run had to be done on like the current patch, it would be a lot longer because there's some fairly significant things that will be getting skipped.
Like
Vegan
ever reading
back
your
food,
email.
Hmm?
Like ever reading your email.
How
I
would you read
mean,
emails?
that's not really like a significant thing, right? Like, I'm saying like things that you'd expect you to have to do. You wouldn't expect reading email to be mandatory. I'd be kind of upset if reading email was actually a trigger for something.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they had done that, actually.
Receiving an email is a trigger for something. It's a really annoying one because routing around it is really hard.
Yeah, I
You
saw those
lost
10
10
coins go like, no.
Yeah, and the money route is very finicky in this game because, as I said, you need to, at some point, get to a specific point in the game for a puzzle at exactly 1 coin.
Took me a while to
money
do...
is very tightly routed.
I couldn't imagine. It took me a while to do this because I didn't want to, like, just hurt Loki. Why would I just...
Yeah,
He's just chilling there. Why would I hurt him? I just saved him from poison. Why would I just hurt him?
Spoiler chat was having some reactions to that. Sandra just being too nice to solve the puzzles.
Oh yeah, it's like it's repeatedly. You shouldn't do this. Oh, thank you. I won't. No, you should... I love the music in this era. It's probably one of my favorite like tracks.
This is one of the ones that got one of the biggest remix changes, right?
Yeah. Like the piano stabs in the midsection are like very quiet in this mix of the track.
I'm sorry. I just love that dude like yes, the soul of this trickster is going right now. Just look out the door. It's at this moment. The soul of the trickster is going.
Yes, this is Tidget Radio's run.
Yes. Hi, Duck. Bye, Duck. I love that they're called the bargain duck.
Yes. Are you familiar with what the console ports do with the shopkeeper NPCs?
I hear they turned them because these are like MSX callbacks.
Yeah, these are a lot of retro game references and some not that, and they turned them all into other Switch indie games.
That's so cool. That's
so
cool.
that bargain duck becomes the barkeep from Valhalla.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's neat.
Is Kara Blaster on Switch?
I'm not sure. I think Kara might still be in though.
Oh.
Hey, it's my favorite. I love this boss because I fought the kids and it was like, whatever, it's nothing. And then I fight him like, oh, okay, that's what's happening here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the strat there, you throw the rolling shurikens at the beginning to get rid of the little guys, so it's a lot easier of a fight.
How many items does this route skip?
I'm not sure how easily I can quantify. By the way, there's another. You can use the costume clip tech to just drop off of stairs.
Oh yeah, it literally turns into the Yonk.
Yep. So the strategy for this boss, we're going to see the first use of the gun. So the gun is really strong in La-Mulana too. You discovered the important speedrun tech involving the gun, which is that you can get infinite gun.
Yes, you just gun. What if you gun?
But before we get infinite gun, we have 5 shots and then we can have one shot left to use for infinite gun. So this is one of the shots. Is on this
is one of the
boss.
shots. I just want to say also, like, I really like
This is
how...
Sorry.
I'm sorry, go.
I was gonna say, this is one of the things that scares me about the run, because you go down to one bullet, and then you use hot springs for all the rest of the bullet use in the run. So if you ever let it run out, and then shoot your last bullet, it's just over.
That
right?
is
You have
scary.
to. You would have to have made a hard save, and then you have to load from the hard save before you went to the hot spring, in order to recover.
What if I never ran this game? I think I don't have what it takes to run this game. I don't know. This like no. That's maybe too much stress for me. But so I really love the music in this stage, but also I really love how like in the very first like in La-Mulana 1, every boss fight, every fight music is like has different, but it always starts with like some variant of like like I always found that interesting. And in La-Mulana 2, they do the same thing, except instead of a rising jingle at the start, it goes down. It's a and then like it kind of moves with the music. I always really like that because it's like, that's what this game is about. It's about what happened.
So now we killed Vritra, we got the Beherit, and you don't in 1.0 you don't actually need to absorb a dissonance in order to turn the corridor. So we just went straight here in order to clip through this floor because you can costume clip through this floor. The feather is really good, so you want to get as fast as you can.
Right, okay, because it took me so long to realize you could spin the dial. I immediately recognized that it was a dial, but it took me so long to realize you could just... Because it was in the picture. It's in the picture. The dude is holding up a Behelit.
Yeah. The NPC who just explicitly tells you that you can use the Beherit to rotate the corridor too is like it's Gerd, the one who's just like at the entrance of Shrine of the Frost Giants and who basically nobody ever walks back to talk to a second time.
I forgot she existed. I never went back there.
So anyways, now we have a knife, so that means that we can go beat up a squirrel.
It's blessed. It's a squirrel. I love these how like these things like just show like, hey, 3D, by the way, it's okay, we're done.
Yeah, bye squirrel.
This is accident. Okay.
That cat
all right.
throw out with the button.
Whatever.
How much of speedrun stuff is used in Rando? Well, Rando is for current version of the game, which has all the glitches patched. So
what?
You could use some of the strats.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my gosh!
It has like 80 coins.
Holy. Talk about places I never would have looked.
I did not fall prey to the mimic chest, and chat was very sad about it.
There is a tablet that tells you need to talk to the dwarfs. You need to read that tablet in order to talk to the dwarfs and get the boat.
Figures.
It is one of the kind of awkward triggers for when you're replaying the game, because you don't need to scan the tablets, you know all the solutions.
Yeah, it's like, that was La-Mulana 1 too. Like, I remember that being a thing in Randomizer also. Like, okay, here's the tablets you need to read, because then the game understands that, okay, you read that, you know that, now you can actually do the thing.
But yeah, one of the nice things about Feather you'll notice is that we can just get snapshots without having to do that like mini-boss and then making the swingy platform, because you can just double jump up. Because we got Feather very, very early.
Hey, what? What the, wait, what the heck was that?
What was what?
There's a pedestal there?
Yeah. Oh, if you attack in 1.0 at least, you can attack and put a weight on a pedestal, and then you just regain control immediately.
Huh.
So,
I guess I forgot about that.
It's gonna be like some sort of like animation canceling thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can you can attack and then you can place a weight in the middle of the attack, and when the attack runs out, you can run away.
Jeez.
So yeah, there's some more bullet use because this boss is really slow to fight otherwise.
Because it's Nidhogg, of course.
And we need the grapple claw, because the grapple claw has an incredible property in 1.0. You can preserve your wall kick speed into a double jump if you don't hold left or right. So you can just grapple a wall and then double jump and then go real fast. It's really fun too. It's kind of a shame it got patched. It kind of makes sense because you can just do a really big sequence break we'll be doing later with it. But I don't know. I think it's really fun to just be able to move around really fast with the grapple claw like that.
Yeah. Hi, Searcher. Bye, Searcher.
Like you see, like the movement show up like here, for instance.
Whoa, that's great. That looks great.
Yeah.
Gosh, I went through this area so many times because I just couldn't find the claws.
I remember being so worried.
I
that you
almost
would fall
cheesed
into the
this.
Same.
Almost cheesed
That
this
you'd fall
part.
into the same trap I did, and just like spend ages and ages not finding the gloves.
Mm,
Because that was a big
Aw.
sticking point for me in the early game.
Yeah,
Bat.
bat, please.
Rude bat. Bat Ron
Oh,
PB
rude
pays
bat.
here.
Also known as a rat. No. Xander's offended. No.
Yates. I like this area. It's fun. It was not something I expected to find.
Yeah, no. I think this game has a lot of really cool areas. Personally, like there's a
Yeah.
lot to love about it.
There's a couple of areas to really hate about it too.
There's a couple of areas to both love and hate.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I was here or saw anybody here without the snowshoes that I forgot there was ice physics.
Yep.
Yep.
I watched a friend like play through like parts of this game today, and it was like, oh cool, you made it to Gate of the Dead, and everyone was like, yay, I love this place, I hate this place, and I'm like, yeah, this is the second most my second most hated area.
What's your first most hated area?
You know what it is.
Do I?
Yeah,
I
it's the
couldn't
one
think
that
of
made
a-
me say the F word. The one that
Oh,
made
God,
me
I
do a swear for the first time on stream.
For some reason, I thought that was Gate of the Dead.
Nope.
Oh.
I guess we'll get to it at some point. We have to, actually. Da-da-da-da-da.
So yeah, time to get a boat.
Sometimes you just... Oh, cool, yeah, you just immediately... Oh! Here you
Oh,
go.
you can just get it now. Wow.
Yeah. That one is just. I'm pretty sure that one is a dialogue trigger tied to just doing the first conversation. Maybe it's different in the current patch, but
This looks so
it's
cool.
hard to know what all change. Well, has changed.
This just looks so fun. And we have a tiny ship now.
Hey, yeah, right. Mantra.
Yep.
Heaven.
It's important. You need all the mantras. Can't skip those.
Did the runner like jump before scanning because it like is there a speech chat or just for fun? Do you like teleport quicker?
My
if you're up?
expectation would be that this game probably preserves. I forget exactly if this game does, but my suspicion would be the game preserves your velocity when you warp,
Right.
and then so you'd face plant when you'd warp to a new area if you didn't do the double jump.
Right. Health is yeah, avoiding false stun. Yep. Health getting pretty low. Oh my gosh.
The health gets real low at this point in the run. It gets real sketchy.
That was incredible. Just like tink tink. Just bat them out of the air. Do we ever go see Malbrook to get her shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't get her shoes by talking to her until she goes to everywhere, though. We have to wait until eventually the hidden game score counter for item collection hits the point where she will just give you the boots.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this is still the case in the current version, but in 1.0, you could just miss the boots if you took so long that Mulbrook instead went into her "I'm going to tell you about software combos" mode.
Oh no.
And then you can never get the boots.
Sometimes you just never get the boost.
They're not strictly necessary to beat the game, but
Yeah.
they're convenient. And they're not slow to get.
Oh!
Hi.
Sneaking up behind them.
Well, yeah, because we didn't enter this area the right way. We clipped through a pot, so this mini boss also still exists, right? The one on that screen.
Wasn't that like a soft lock recently?
There's a great clip of Tina Hacks at the end of a
Yeah.
run trying to go up to save the to save the Fairy Queen and then
Yeah.
soft locking because the boss intro plays and then just doesn't actually work because you entered the screen from the wrong way.
No.
But like at the end of a run where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna save the Fairy Queen because this run is bad. Like it's a fitting end.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, that thing that lets you like not save, as I learned, just teleport. Oh,
It's really fast though. Warp points are fast, it turns out. So yeah, here's the sequence break I mentioned with grapple claw physics.
Oh,
You can just clear that gap.
you can just clear that gap.
So who needs the cog? Like you can just get the lamp right now, like immediately.
God.
Also, I love the little extra thing they say in this game, because before it's just like, yeah, it's a lamp of time, whatever. But in this one, they actually explain. Oh, no. The way the lamp of time works is you blow out the candle, and that freezes time for 10 seconds. And that just makes it look so much cooler in my mind. Like, oh yeah, you're just like pulling it out and blowing it. And that's why the screen fills with like little blue smoke, because it's smoke from the lamp you just blew
How
out.
long have we been at 3 health here?
For a little while.
Yeah, you don't. You only really need the
It's
one.
fine.
At the
There's a
end.
health orb coming up real soon. It's on the screen to the left. We're gonna be fine.
Gotta be real careful with those jerks, though. The little Zipizumi ones.
We need to get the katana.
Eye of the
though,
tiger.
'cause the katana is just incredibly strong. So. Playing it safe too, because 3 health.
Yeah.
Oh, you skipped this health orb? Right, I forget. You get another health orb soon-ish, but I forgot that you skipped this one.
Do you know where to get the orbs, or is it just like, no, it's still...
I mean, so you pick up as few orbs as you can, because that's what the fastest is, what you're comfortable with. There's just some, like that one in particular is not too slow to get, I don't think. It might be kind of slow. I just, for some reason, I thought that one actually got grabbed, but I was misremembering.
I appreciate what this area is doing, but I don't like it.
Yes, that's where the health refill comes, yep.
Yeah, I appreciate the cruelty of like
I don't!
this. It takes a special kind of understanding of player behavior to like combo someone this effectively.
I mean, I think my favorite in terms of that in this area is the one where you can just walk left onto the screen, and if you hold left, you get squished by the pot as it
It's so
falls
good.
when you
Yep.
enter the screen.
Yep. Yep!
Like, just absolutely just exploiting, like, how people are gonna play the game.
Just one-shotting these jerks.
So yeah, gonna get the really strong combat upgrade. Yeah, I don't quite get why it works like this.
What?
I don't think it works like this on the current patch.
I don't... Sure, well, you got Vajra now, which is my favorite, one of my favorite new items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super fun. And getting the anchor, which is needed for the gates puzzle.
Yep.
I don't think it would be necessary otherwise.
That's
Just-
fun.
Needed to, because everything you can do with the anchor, you can also do with the doll suit. Yeah,
He
by
just
block.
kind of fell through existence right there.
Yeah, whatever.
But it still hit the thing and made the locks go up and, you know, made the puzzle get solved, so it's fine.
Sometimes you just get removed from existence by a funny little glitch. It's fine. Oh yeah, this room was fun. And then you have to survive. Is the fun
Or just-
part. Like, yes, I did it. Okay. Now live to go get the thing you just unlocked. Oh. I'm
Yeah,
still
we need to
mad.
talk to the Fairy King. 1.0 has a really, really bad soft lock, where if you don't talk to the Fairy King before you hit the threshold where the Fairy Queen moves in on her own without you having to go to Endless Corridor, you can't talk to the Fairy King, and therefore Voluspa will never open the Ankh to Kujata because she'll tell you need to talk to the Fairy King.
Oh,
But the
that's
Fairy
really
Queen is the one who's answering all the dialogue now,
Oh.
which is unfortunate.
I forget what I was mad about.
Is there any, like, just sort of speaking of this game's, like, kind of rough launch, is there any evidence as far as how Nagoro's doing these days?
I hope they're
I'm
okay.
not 100% sure. I suspect that this game probably didn't sell quite as well as they expected, but I hope that the console ports have been doing good.
Yeah, same, because I know
they,
that this game's development ran really
They're
long.
currently promoting in Japan. They're promoting a equivalent of the Hidden Treasures 1+2 console, like the 1 and 2 console release physical bundle. In Japan, it's going to be La-Mulana 1 and 2. Because when La-Mulana 2 came out in Japan, they didn't have a fancy bundle like that. So they're doing it after Nissa did the Hidden Treasures edition.
Oh, I just want to listen to little intro to the boss music. I like this music. This is one of my favorite boss musics. It's been interesting that I listened to the La-Mulana 1 soundtrack so much that this one kind of pales in comparison, but the more I listened to the songs as I played, the more I just grew to really, really like this soundtrack. Are we gonna shoot a mountain?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
This bull gets shot. Tidget pointing out in chat that they wasted a weight because we need to get to exactly 0 weights at some point in this run.
Right.
So, and that is actually going to be coming up relatively shortly. So, as surprising as that might sound,
I mean,
the order of things being done in this game is strange.
yeah, I mean, I guess we're about to get the Jed pillar, so that's definitely seems like a thing that could happen.
You don't actually need the Jed pillar to get into that room because this is 1.0.
Oh.
Hey, it's Volcano. Okay, yeah, no, whatever.
Yeah, the gun is really effective. You just killed 2 of the things at once.
Yeah, they're nicely lined up. That's also shout out to this giant segmented sprite. Nagoro is really good at segmented sprites.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of work with that kind of stuff.
Dang, was that thing always so bam? Okay.
So yeah, now we're at our 1 bullet. So no more gun unless we went to a hot spring first.
Shot a mountain. Just shot a hecking.
Bullets are really expensive, and we have a lot of money to spend on other things, and not enough money to get a luck fairy to get more money. It doesn't work out. So
fair enough. Just ask Niebuhr. Hey, could you tell your husband to give us a deal or something?
Also, luck fairy is just nowhere near as fast in La-Mulana 2 as it is in 1.
Oh
in
my gosh.
In 1, the luck fairy will just if you have a coin chest and it has 100 coins in it, you can open it while having a luck fairy. You get 500. That's not true in this game. In this game, the luck fairy does not.
So that's how you're supposed to do it when you're not cheesing it like I did. Using my incredible Mjolnir luck.
Nice. I have done breaking that with Mjolnir just to try it and see if it worked. It's really slow.
Yep. I think I didn't do a lot of stuff with Mjolnir because it was random, but the times I needed to be lucky with it, I super was.
I mean, you outright broke the rock puzzle. I don't know what you did to that puzzle. That was not what the game wanted you to do.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that if I roll 3 dice and I need to have them all come specific numbers, there's a chance I will just get those numbers and then I don't need to worry about it.
So one nice thing about having the anchor already and you know, you can just go
Yeah.
this way around to get here, and you don't have to deal with those really, really annoying screens. That's nice.
It is, but you don't get to say hi to Chiron's skeleton.
So,
What?
what you saw there is 1.0 has a bit of a fun little bug where if you hold up a use item while it's
What?
swimming, you go fast.
What?
Yeah, there's all sorts of hidden money. There's actually
Hi,
a
Chiron.
member of the speedrun community, a La-Mulana 1 speedrunner, who ended up doing some modding of the game and ended up making like a little mod to just like highlight where all the pots were and what their contents were, which was useful for routing out the game.
Huh.
So
That's so cool. This looks so much fun.
Was talking to that person who activates all the like everyone's
Oh,
talking to
no!
you about the underworld triggers not actually necessary?
no, it's not. There's only a few dialogue triggers that are necessary. You need to talk to the Frey and Voluspa in order to make the Kujata Ankh show up. You need to do a bunch of dialogue triggers to get Attenraz Ankh to show up.
Or you can just like look really
It's a
closely at a clue, and then just cheese it. No, that's not.
But
for
yeah.
that. That's for something else.
Yeah, as soon as the mantra registers and the thing starts moving up, you can just scan it. The scanning thing just pops into existence immediately, even if the visuals take a bit to scroll up.
Yeah, snapshots.exe going like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, just go. Here it is. Fine.
So anyways, now we're heading to Ancient Chaos. Through the power
Hey!
of costumes,
Alright.
we're gonna be able to just get into Ancient Chaos without having to, like, go around. We just get to just
Oh.
enter from the... Or no, sorry, it's Frost Giants first. Can't
Frost
remember where
Giants.
things
It's
are.
okay. Frost Giants, and then we'll get to it.
Yeah, eventually. Forgot the order.
Yep. Oh yeah, this.
Been a bit since I watched it.
So
It actually has a really slick speedrun strat. Like, if you just do all the things as fast as you can.
There you go. That was Tezcatlipoca.
just- Yeah, there's just not
What?
much of a threatening fight.
Wait, what's the screen doing?
Whatever it wants.
Weird stuff. This screen doesn't really work well with the scrolling. I think it still kind of does that.
It took me a while to find. Oh yeah, I was so. Hi, Bergelmir.
The boss's hitbox stays as it's fading out, so you can die if you jump down too fast. Oh no.
Whoops.
Sounds really rude.
I was
You
so
find
glad.
this one?
What? I found that one. This one I found. But like, I'm so glad we got like. I'm so glad we got justice for Sakit in this game.
Yes. Yeah, I really like the Sakit storyline here.
Hmm.
Oh!
Yeah. You zoom. You just zoom.
That jump is surprisingly precise to just actually get in there with the double jump.
Hi, One Punch Man.
Bye.
Now we have an extra digit on our coin counter.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God.
we
That
can
was-
buy the harp, because it's less money than buying Enga Musica directly.
Yeah, because Enga
Oh,
Music
that's
has
what.
50
Okay.
Enga Musica starts at 1,500 coins, and then
Right,
after
right.
you buy the harp and show it to the guy, it goes down in price to 50.
So that okay. Yes, that's what I did.
So
I
you
didn't
save
realize-
money overall if you end up buying the harp and then showing it to the guy.
So it is. You can also just buy. I didn't realize
You can't
yeah,
just buy Enga Musica straight out. You can also do what some people did in their blind playthrough, which is buy Enga Musica first, then buy the harp, and then be sad.
No! So this whole room is really just a cool looking room with a 3D
Yeah, it's just a cool looking
screw.
room.
It's okay, yeah. I really thought
That's
it was
it.
something
It's
more.
just.
I also
I
thought it
think
was something
everybody
more.
thinks it's something more. Like, there's a lot of people who speculate that it might have something to do with, like, you know, maybe this had something to do with, like, Hell Temple 2 that never got implemented, right? Because it just looks really weird. Very suspicious.
Yeah, no. Like, don't try. Don't even try it. You never have more
This
than
jump
one
up
chest
here,
per room.
this costume clip jumps kind
What?
of sketches
But-
me out
but-
because if you don't make it, then you just get stuck in that little column.
I love
many
this
orbs
fight.
does
I
this
love
one
Balor. I love this whole
I
part.
forget how many orbs this run gets. I'm sure that Tidget could actually answer
this-
that, but
Oh, I was so happy to find this because it was like the confirmation that like, yeah. Wait, in the first game, how come Sakit was a robot? What? That
yeah.
why? Hey, Dad. Yeah. No, you said you defeated Sakit. Okay, let's. What did he look like? Just
Okay,
You know,
the answer
tall,
is
dark,
only one
handsome
more HP orb.
robot. I'm sorry. What?
The answer from Tidget is only one more HP orb.
That's not a lot of health.
I mean, but if you don't die, then it's enough health. So yeah, we got the pyramid crystal, so now we can come up and get the
Ah,
we can get the vessel, but we can also kill Amit, which is useful because that means that we can do the puzzle that needs the exact number of weights that we currently have.
nice. Yeah, this whole part was definitely one of the things where like I was completely stuck and rereading my notes, and then I come across the whole thing and it says like the pyramid nullifies the
Yeah.
power of the stars.
Yeah.
And then rushed over here and like, ah.
Also, Tidget pointing out that platform that breaks at the Grail tablet. This is the only time it will ever break in 1.0. It just doesn't break on future warps to this area.
Huh.
So,
So this is where we see like is it
oh, here's a
La-Mulana?
really cool trick. Okay, watch this. Just,
What?
Just watch this.
What?
What? Oh!
So this is the first time we've seen Gale Fibula clip through slopes, because Gale Fibula can clip through slopes. But there's a lot going on there, because not only is that happening, but if you run into a wall and then grapple it and then wall kick, you end up, when you land, you run in the direction you started running immediately, and then if you jump, then you get your grapple wall kick speed backwards. Right?
What?
So then you can use Gale Fibula, run towards the wall, grapple it, and then wall kick, and then you jump when you land to fly backwards through the slope. Land on the block that the fairy shop has in front of it, and then just sort of run off of it into the room where you get the feather. So that's
A
fun.
lot.
So in this game, you can just laugh in the face of God and then wall jump backwards into hell.
That backwards like run grapple wall kick thing will show up one more time in the speed run. I'm pretty sure. It's only once. Okay, so here's how we get into Ancient Chaos.
There we go.
'cause
Hi, Ancient Chaos.
Going
I hate
all
this
the
room.
way around through the actual entrance is slow.
All right, this is my most hated area in the entire game.
Right.
I despise it.
Right. Yeah. No. Right. That makes sense.
That
I hate this
that room with the tower is like the worst room in the game.
Yep.
Hey,
Like I don't even
drama.
know if that's a controversial statement.
Yeah, I hate it. I really don't like it. Not a fan. Also, I did this in one shot and I felt really glad about it. I like this room. Come on. Ah! Nope. I love Luisa going like, nope. Just grabbing the bone.
So yeah, gonna do some pray to Anu
Oh.
stuff.
I think I
Accidentally fall.
never got the shell horn.
No, I mean the shell horn is out of the way. It's in like a room off to the side in.
Oh, never got the.
Uh,
Oh. Yeah, why
and,
would you get it?
It took me this long to realize there was never a puzzle solved noise.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Why would you get it if you don't have to? Also, I love this part because that's the one I figured out the quickest. Because since it took me 20 hours to find the glove, I was very familiar with that animation.
That one took me a while because I forgot
Yeah.
that you could unequip items.
Yep, this whole like. It's great to have nothing because it makes you think about what you could have. Like if you had something, then you wouldn't be dreaming of stuff because you need to have nothing and like, oh, okay, oh. What
That
if
Ankh
they didn't
Jewel, that
praise
there is
them?
nothing here one, was actually the very last item that was a progression item that I found in my playthrough. It took me forever to figure this one out.
It's funny because I went up there and I read the tablet and then I closed the tablet and then I walked away from the computer because I was doing something, and then I came back and the chest was open and I was like, or no, the chest wasn't open. The thing was there and I was like, what? Something happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you ready to fight Squirrel again?
No, but I will. Hate that squirrel.
Get the mantra ready in advance too.
Bam! Just go. Get the heck out.
and doing the moon thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
you can just do that whenever.
This was like
as soon as the Ratatosker dies.
that was the second to last puzzle in this game that I did because I tried the mantra thing, but I tried it in where he first appeared in the Giant's Mausoleum in La-Mulana, so it did nothing. So I figured, okay, well I guess that's not it. So I just put it around for more hours, but then like, no, you just had to do it in Iglana. That you just had to know that that's what you needed to do. And now
Jumping over the ice there that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, oh, it's so funny when you run and you just fall flat on your face. That's just like such a funny animation.
But yeah, we need to come back to Gate of the Dead so that we can talk to, do this dialogue trigger. Because interestingly, in 1.0, you don't have to actually open the sealed door for Ra to actually be able to get in here and eat Horus. You need to open the door in modern versions, but you don't in 1.0. He can just get here, somehow, even though you didn't open the door. So, that's a thing. No, this is a YouTube video.
Yeah, we were just watching a recording of the world record run.
Yep. So something I was wondering. The first time you see Ra just like, doing the furry fusion with someone else, who is he absorbing? Does it matter, or is it just like, no, this is just the room where you see Ra doing a thing and then leaving?
I don't actually know.
Yeah.
There might be an answer to that question, but if there is, I don't know it.
I'm pretty sure I've read that there's like 2 specific characters who go missing.
Anyways, you ready for gun?
I'm always ready for gun in La-Mulana too.
This is the speedrun strat for, like, anything that's hard.
Okay,
not
1
everything
minute.
that's hard, but...
Wait, it was 3 minutes and counting. So, 48:51. I mean, it's handy when you have a timer.
So yeah, here you can see Gale Fibula just casually jumping through 45-degree slopes.
Yeah, just casually jumping through slopes and walls and...
Which is convenient because, again, that floor never will break again.
Hi, I'm just like...
Yeah.
There we go.
Activate Aten. We don't need to chant mantras. That would be slow. We have costumes.
Who needs footprints? What? Okay. Yeah, no, that bug's over here. Like, what?
Did 1.0 not have the, like, boss intro graphics?
It did not.
Wow,
it was kind of weird looking too, because those things bosses could take a really long time to load in, so you just get like this white screen where just nothing would move for like half a minute.
So a giant literal sun. I never really like just took the time to watch. Just an actual sun. Sometimes it's just an actual
down
sun.
and just gunned down immediately.
Yeah,
Yep.
So it was like not too much time left, right?
There's still a bunch of time left, I think.
Or was it like 48?
Like time spent loading doesn't count, right? So,
Oh.
so that's at least one part of it. Yeah, this boss has like a damage threshold on each of the phases, so you do like 2 katana hits and then a bullet, in order to not, like, if you were to just shoot immediately, he'd go into the next phase, but if you space in some katana hits before you shoot, you get in more damage per cycle, and so you can get the fight done in less cycle.
Oh, it's like skipping Mulder and Rage.
Yeah. Or it's like Fantoon patterns, right? Where you have to do
Yeah.
like two missile, and then the final burst.
Ah, that bug's still there.
Just a beetle chilling over there.
Yep, just doing what beetles do best, making you incredibly angry when you first spawn into that area.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but we just like completely ignored that dissonance showed up in that room. We just left.
Oh,
So keep that in mind, I guess.
who needs dissonance, really? Oh, hey, right, you have the garb. Is there anything in the very bottom right of the inventory, or does that place not matter?
I believe there is a placeholder for an extra costume that in the game files that has just Lumisa, but she's like blue. She's like blue Misa. I don't
Oh,
even
Blue
know.
Misa, yeah.
But she the like sprite for it is like Fishman from like La-Mulana 1, and so the implication is that it would have been like a Hell Temple reward, because there's a lot of evidence that Hell Temple 2 would have been Tower of Oannes.
Yeah. I love this boss fight. This is probably my favorite boss fight in the game. Gosh, I love it. So, is Jormungand, so, is he one of the Anunnaki?
I think he's Lokapala.
Really? Just
yeah,
a
I'm pretty
giant.
sure his profile.
Note that on 1.0, there's not the bike crashing, and then you have to dodge it. That just is nothing in this version.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoops.
You don't actually have any control there. Like it's just what the cutscene is. So.
Oh, okay, he's a child of Loki. Because I was wondering, because like, I was wondering because like they from like this, the Sky People mural and stuff, like, so aren't they like actual like what the Anunnaki should be? I was wondering, like, oh gosh, yeah. So are these like the two, is Palenque and Jormungand like the actual two final Anunnaki left, and you would just like do whatever because they're bosses when we have to beat him up. But
not
if they're
gonna bother
local-
getting the flip upgrade, I assume.
No, I don't think so.
No!
Oh no!
No! No!
That's
Screw
a
it.
very good save, though.
Yeah.
It's fine. You didn't need that health, right? It's gonna be okay.
I saw a friend.
I love how you just chanted right immediately before he even
Yep,
shows up.
yep,
and it
just-
works.
So, I have a friend who, like, I saw play this. We probably have the same friend. And has done every single possible thing in that room except enter it from that door. And I'm just hoping that, like, hoping against hope that at some point will just happen to walk in from that very specific ladder. Otherwise, this doesn't happen, I guess? Which is a little bit of a weird...
I'm not sure if it doesn't happen if you come in from the other way. It might still happen, but you might need to get far enough into the room. The really important trigger for it is you need to have killed the fought Ratatoskr in Immortal Battlefield. Because all of the Ratatoskr fights have to be fought in order. You have to do
Really?
Root of Yggdrasil, and then you have to do the Immortal Battlefield, and then you have to do the 2 encounters in Icefire Treetop, and then you can do the one in Hell.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know they were sequential. Interesting.
And now I guess we're just gonna.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, I just did
Good
that first try after Aura hyped it up a bunch. And I was just like, oh yeah, no.
Listen, I had a really hard time with that jump.
I know, no, it's a hard jump. I just really appreciate that. In this, and like, was it like Mega Man X6? I have like one-shot jumps that you hyped up a whole lot. And every time I do it, it makes me like really, really happy. Because like, yeah, sometimes I can be good at games.
Sandra, you're way too good at games. Like, I think I need to find what niche is in our polycule, because like Amber's really good at strategic games. You're really good at action games. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one who's good at like city building games or something.
This room, that's when it clicked. Gosh. I guess I'll try again. Oh, it works now.
So yeah, here we're getting the boots. Hi, Malbrook.
Hi, Malbrook. Bye, Malbrook. Have a burger.
I want to.
Did I eat dinner? I did. Okay, good. Hey, it's Jetpack Jerk.
Yeah, we have.
Give me a
1,000
deal.
money.
I'm saving the world. For goodness sake. Some hero you are. Hey, it's
And then here's
Zvipdogger.
Svipdagger.
I like Zvipdogger. Goodbye.
And he's dead.
And here's costume clips.
Oh boy.
That skeleton. That skeleton. Ugh.
That was a really fun moment when you were like, how do I get up there? And the skeleton just kind of traipses out.
I'm like, oh. Yep.
That
Listen.
skeleton, actually, so in 1.0, that seal is actually slightly lower than it is in current versions, and you can use that skeleton throwing a bone to damage boost into the seal. That
Oh,
is how
nice.
I got that item in my blind playthrough.
Chiron, if Mulberg opened up a chain called Mulberger, I would definitely eat there.
So yeah, a lot of the stuff being done, like fighting Ratatosker and then, getting the cog and stuff like that, is just doing all the prep we need so that we can just go into Heaven's Labyrinth after doing this fight,
Wow.
do everything we need to do in Heaven's Labyrinth in one trip, and then never come back.
Never come back to Heaven's Labyrinth. That's
We're going to do exactly one trip into this area.
Routing this game must be a nightmare.
Hey,
It
this
is.
room.
There's really rude things about the routing too, like the fact that just certain things aren't available until you hit certain invisible point thresholds of collecting items, and stuff like that. And the fact that you need to hit a very specific weight target at one point, and you have to hit a very specific money target at one point.
Oh, picked up some lightning, as you do.
Does this playthrough actually get the... I guess it probably does get the cog, right? Because...
Yes.
Yeah, because you need to activate Echidna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're gonna see
exactly.
we're gonna see a very interesting Echidna fight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
interesting.
yeah. The Echidna that you see if you get to Echidna in 2 hours, I think it is, in order to get the one Echidna fight.
Hey,
Yeah.
you bought my ARP. No, it's actually not. This one's way worse. Thanks
Yeah,
for nothing, I
Tidget-
guess.
Tidget pointing out the worst of the invisible score threshold triggers, which is the funeral, where not only do you have to hit a certain point threshold, you then also have to stay in the same zone for 2 whole minutes in order to get the email to say that the funeral is happening. You should come to the surface. So in order to route this game, you need to find a 2-minute block that you spend in the same zone after you have done a seemingly arbitrary number of things in order to get the event to occur.
Oh, this part. I can't believe.
Yeah,
I
cool
fi-
trick incoming.
yeah!
I said we're gonna make
Oh.
one trip into here, so we're gonna get here on this one trip.
One weird trip.
This is something that I did a variant of in my blind playthrough in order to avoid having to actually solve this puzzle. You chant heaven and then you leave before the thing starts rotating, and then
Hey,
this
where's
room
the-
never loads.
Wow.
How did you?
Like the room unloads as soon as like the things stop rotating when you leave after chanting heaven, but it never actually loads in the new screens. So then
So
you
you-
can just jump into the wall and then
And
out of
then-
the wall.
And then you get like a high enough vantage point so that you can like double jump over.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the corridors don't have all the fancy art, if you notice. That was
Oh,
added
yeah.
later.
I really love
That
the
just
fancy
only
art.
has the boss images.
The fancy art was really what sold it for me because I started to like figure out like, oh, that's who this is. I'm like, oh yeah. This is like referencing this specific conflict. And, like, also, this area, the reveal for this area is when I was super not ready for.
Mhm.
So much. Like, the only area I think that changes music like that, other than obviously all the Ragnarok music at the end of the game.
Nope.
So, yeah,
Oh.
we're gonna go to Heck soon. You'll notice Key Fairy is the next split. So, Heck is where the exactly one coin puzzle is. The goal here is to buy a Key Fairy and then be able to cross the river Styx. So, in order to do that, we're gonna need to have exactly 401 coins when
Exact
we get
change
to that
collecting.
point in Eternal Prison.
Oh,
So-
I guess, did you not pick it up because, like, the one closest to you was a big value, and like, nope, I can't actually pick that up.
Yeah, because we need to have 1 in the last digit.
Oh.
Oh, wow, right. Trying to get that cheap anger music, huh?
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, big girl. Don't trap us in your weird box. That's her glossary re-entry says she has this weird box that she can trap anyone into, and I'm like, okay.
Tidget in chat pointing out, you go very slow because bats can drop 1 coin, and you don't
Oh.
want that.
Oh
Uh,
no.
So they do this whole setup of like warning. Oh wait, oh that's why.
Wait, so she moves there even if you don't talk to her in Endless Corridor?
Yep, she
Wow.
moves eventually. Like once that invisible point threshold for collecting items reaches a certain point, she just moves in.
Huh.
And as I was saying earlier, that's the cause of the bug where you can just not be able to get to Kujata because she'll just move in and then you can't talk to Frey.
So that's why she tells you. Oh, this hacking thing. Gosh, I hate this thing so much. I didn't realize it was like a door.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like a big boulder,
yeah.
right? The idea is that Izanagi is like, I'm just gonna put a big rock here, and nobody else can do what I did. Enter hell wrong, and blah blah blah, right? So.
The So Freya says that when you go in, she says like, yes, my brother's life is about to end, so I guess you're okay now?
Do those blue pillars look
Why
different in more
is-
recent patches?
How come there's no poison?
Because we have the feather. We got Matt's feather a while ago.
Oh, that's what. I didn't know that's what the poison was. But yeah, so Freya
Oh
says,
no, 1 coin.
"Oh no!" Like, Freya says, like, my brother's life is nearing its end, so I'm gonna be with them here. Like, so that's the clue. That's the clue for the end game, when you can like go back and like go back for her specifically, because she's not leaving until her brother's gone, and he didn't die during the whole playthrough, so you have to figure out, okay, well, maybe now is the time, which is sort of what happens. That is wild.
So one of the things that Tidget pointing out that you have to wait for the health fairy to despawn in order for this dialogue to work.
Right, because you can't have two fairies.
I also want to point out that, by the way, this is a cute shortcut. I want to point out that we did a jump over the in front of the door that drops you into the lava pit, and then equipped the suit so that we instantly entered an uncontrolled fall to fall down, and that actually counts for solving that puzzle.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
there you
You
go.
actually need to go through the door to solve it. Yeah. Now the 1 coin thing is over. We can breathe and relax and pick up money. And now we
Surprised
don't
that
have to be
there's not,
afraid of
like-
random drops.
There's not some sort of fancy movement tech to get over that thing.
There is, but it doesn't really work if he's actually there.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. I posted you can do the grapple claw jump to clear that gap, but if the guy is there, then you just kind of end up talking to him and it doesn't work.
And then you do the timing thing to...
Yeah.
That's why you had the charge
uh,
built up. I was so
Ages ago.
proud of figuring out that specific puzzle.
Yeah, the doors here all work on like 15-second timers that are all just synced with your in-game time clock, so you can tell by the last digits of your timer what it's going to be, because the one is 15 seconds on, 45 seconds off, and where these doors exit is determined by which 15-second increment of a minute you're in. So we need to wait for 45, and then we
What?
get to a very specific exit.
What?
Yeah. Yep. This is actually rando knowledge, too, because rando expects you to know about this so that you can say access Takamagahara if it's locked out otherwise. By the way, here's Takamagahara. We'll only be in the main part of Takamagahara to grab the Crystal Skull, and then we're just gonna peace out.
What?
I'm enjoying your reactions to just all of the like random 100 coin pots that are just really well hidden.
There's a lot. This is a lot. This run is a lot.
So yeah, the only other time we'll be coming back to Takamagahara is to get the item that you could have skipped.
Yeah,
but the
I did.
speedrun is not. I don't think there would be any speedrun confident enough to try to skip it.
No, to do the Xandra strat of just be lucky.
Just be incredibly lucky.
Mjolnir and magically hit all 4 of them on your first try.
Yeah, just magically hit it. Just I don't know, it's fine. Next step is just win the lottery. It's fine, whatever. It's a really easy
I kind
lottery
of
to
wonder
win.
what the statistical odds are of making that shot.
It's not good.
Wasn't it like 1 in 50
basically,
or something?
every beam has a like rough. It's not quite even. There's like some gaps in it, but like from near horizontal to near vertical, just somewhere in that range. It's slightly biased towards one side over the other, I think, because of like quirks of the RNG. But it fundamentally, you should think of just each Mjolnir beam. It shoots off randomly, and it can't go straight up or straight to the side.
Still can't believe you did that.
Yep.
Yeah, like first try.
Hey, sometimes you just do it. Sometimes you just get lucky. Oh yeah, Sparkle's on. I also like the Takamagahara music.
Are we returning to title screen to spawn a fairy spawn here?
Yes.
Is this was that the charge for Nibiru? Oh, you can just.
I don't
bring down
actually
that
think
wall.
we spawn the fairy here. I think what the route does is that actually advances the state so that the next time we roll a fairy, we get the fairy we're looking for.
Oh.
Because the fairies are in a set pattern, so if we just roll so many fairies, then the next one is going to be a key fairy when we do roll it. And it's just faster to re-roll here than to re-roll at, well, here. Because this is a slower spot to re-roll a key fairy.
Okay, you just really do need to just play it for like a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's the opening like second of silence to my favorite song. Here's some lore. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Hi, Garm. You're a jerk. Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, the first key fairy was used to get the Spalder because it's incredible. The second one is needed to get the one that's actually required. Spalder is like double damage in this game. It's real good.
Yeah, so apparently this. Yeah, I learned that like Spalder actually good thing here. Actually nice.
And actually, the Spalder Trail and your weapon both hit in this game, which isn't the case in La-Mulana 1.
Huh.
So, in La-Mulana 1, only one of those two can hit. And also, it gives enemies iframes, but basically nothing has iframes in La-Mulana 2, so that doesn't matter.
Wait, so I always thought the Spalder was for sub-weapons, not actual weapons.
No, it's the glowy blue trail.
I never got it in the first one, so I just didn't know. Huh.
Also, I think the music stopped for some reason. It's not on your end. I think it's just like a bug.
Sometimes you just don't need the music when you're in heck.
I mean, that's like there was a lot of music bugs in 1.0, weren't there? Like the whole thing where the dissonance theme only plays the very first time you see dissonance and then never again.
Is that a thing? It might be a thing. It sounds like something that would be a thing.
Yeah, the dissonance theme is like a one-time thing in 1.0.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird bugs in 1.0. Like there's one where sometimes when you're just like Gale Fibula running through the corridor of blood, you will just like teleport to somewhere ? And just be gone. And then when you warp to another area, there will only be half of Lumisa.
No.
Sometimes you're just gone. Sometimes you just cease existing. Sometimes it takes you a while to solve this puzzle because you don't want to be mean to a pillar.
Sandra, you're so nice to these pillars.
Well, yeah. Like, listen. Like this cradle of all civilizations has been set up with a bunch of rules, and it asks you nicely, don't do this thing. All right, sure, I won't. It's fine. Yeah. You said not to do the thing. I'm like, I'll do the thing. Not a jerk.
So yeah, next up on the boss list is Surtur. I'm gonna do some stuff first.
Wait, what the?
But so this lamp of time is really weird. So the fastest way to end up getting to the hot spring is through here. But now that we're at a certain point in the game, there's that like enemy in the wall that we fall through. If you fall into that enemy and he damages you, he does like 100 damage. I don't know why. He just like will destroy you. So
doesn't like
that's
cheaters.
Why I use the lamp of time.
Really not a fan of cheaters. And now we can forever gun. Forever
Yeah, Tidget confirming that enemy will do 100+ damage. You hit every segment of it at once before iframes kick in.
Oh no!
Oh goody, it's time
Here we
for
go.
Yeah, but we have infinite gun. So
Hi, Delphine.
how threatening actually is it?
Yeah, I'm sure your shield really helps against
Shoot everything.
infinite gun. Hi, Hydra. You're just so. I don't like looking at you. It's just the whole thing about you. I'm so sorry. You're just a bummer.
Tidget pointing out this trip too means 2 minutes in the same location, which is important. We need to do that. There's no point killing Surtur until we get to a certain point threshold and then spend 2 minutes in one location. Because we can't get the Mulana talisman to get the chest afterwards.
Hey, it's that other thing I cheesed.
You'll notice that there's not spikes in the ceiling in this version.
Oh yeah.
So you can just grapple claw onto the side of the pillar, and then just wall kick over to the thing, and then mix up the double jump. It's fine.
Yep, I just teased it. I just got the jump perfectly the first time, and it's fine. I just got it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to do than you made it look too. Like
I know. I just sometimes it's just like, yeah, I think I could. Yep, I could. Hey. Hi, Sphinx. No riddles? Just like big spinny death. Yeah, whatever, I guess. Maybe the preamble was like, no, actually, like, Sphinx arrived and then asked a thing, and then Lumisa said, what? And then you just started fighting. Whoops.
So
oh, wow.
I don't think you ended up seeing the skull moving forwards.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that he does if the difficulty is scaled high enough. I don't know if it's really easy to get that to happen if you're not on hard mode in the current version. It makes the fight make a lot more sense. Like in the boss arena.
Gotta be running out of guns soon.
Yeah, Tidget pointing out that they got pretty lucky to not run out of gun.
What's with those bubbles?
Oh, I guess that's
yeah. Those are another things that that's another one of the things that I don't think shows up on lower difficulty scaling for the fight/current versions on not hard mode.
That seems like it made the fight way harder.
Yeah, it does.
Eat it. Yeah.
I like the stock retracting with nothing on it right there.
Oh, also the other one wasn't done dying. Oh no, just keeps dying every time. Okay, it's fine. I'm sure it's good. Oh no, 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 no! Oh. I don't like Orthus at all.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, gun is strong. Gun is really strong this game. Gun is stronger than La-Mulana 1 gun.
It just keeps dying. Fire keeps dying. Now Infinite's gun's got to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see any sparkles anymore.
What the?
So,
okay.
Yeah, because we spent 2 minutes in an area, so we got an email at some point during that. So the email software is probably unequipped. So now we're gonna do another one of the weird grapple claw Gale Fibula run things that I mentioned. Because it turns out that if we can enter this cutscene while Gale Fibula running to the right, we don't have to watch it.
Oh wow. Apparently there's
What
a
if you
frame
just
perfect soft lock there.
Oh, that's why you save, because, yeah, sometimes you soft lock. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but...
It's fine, just restart an hour and 16 long run.
So yeah, now it's Surtur time. In 1.0, Surtur doesn't have a lava pit. Surtur is just a instant death pit at the bottom of the fight.
Great.
Fortunately, Surtur has less health, and also Surtur is very manipulatable, and the starting blocks are always the same.
Okay.
So this fight is actually perfectly consistent in the speedrun.
Okay.
Because Flail Whip plus they did add Lava later, Olivia.
Is his hitbox bigger?
I don't know if his hitbox is
I
bigger.
think so. I wasn't able to, like, get
Yeah,
his thing.
I couldn't hit him from that low in the modern versions.
Bye, Giant. Bye, Last Giant. Are you a robot? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what Surtur is. Fire Giant.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just a fire giant. And then you're not.
What's really funny about the instant death pit is if you, like... yeah, it's the Spalder giving you the extra range to just pointing it. So, I was gonna say, what's really funny on 1.0 is if you're like, I'm gonna try to bring a weapon fairy into the fight, and the weapon fairy immediately targets the only thing that it can, which is the floor right under you.
Oh no!
And then you instantly die.
No.
It's really funny. I'm pretty sure that will still happen if you pull the,
Why pausing on... What is...
I think there is a misinput. But fortunately, La-Mulana 2 is like La-Mulana 1, where you can save and then reload, and then get your lamp charge back if the lamp was active when you saved and reloaded.
Oh.
So... But yeah, it's time to go get the item that you managed to skip needing the thing you need it
Yay!
for.
Sometimes you just do that.
You just had the power of lightning. You didn't have to borrow it.
No.
Turns out Xandra was worthy.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, oh, cool. Yeah, like... Yeah, I did it. What's that? Like, Thor going like... Yours.
But yeah. One nice thing, you don't need the egg, because you can just use the Lamp of Time before anything explodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Xandra, you never got to see this, but when this boss lands, the entire room begins exploding every, like, second, I think? Like,
Yeah, because she's throwing bombs, right?
Yeah,
Like,
this
that's her
whole room
attack.
is like...
And this room is filled with explosive.
Yeah, because it's like, it's that, I forget the name, but it's their room, and their breath is like explosive breath, but if you show them all of creation, they'll go like... And then they, like, you know,
time
stop
for a
breathing.
detour to buy Ankh Jewels.
Oh, right.
I could be wrong, but I want to say in the most recent version,
That can be
even
because
if
of
you lamp of time, the room explodes.
I believe that you can still lamp the fight. I think what it is that, and it might even still be in this version, there is a frame window where if you use the Lamp of Time while the room is exploding, it just constantly explodes while the lamp is active.
Who needs to see boss life bars?
Who does need to see boss life bars?
It just makes you overconfident. You see that the boss is nearly dead, and then you get overconfident, and then you die.
I mean, the way the boss...
The downgrade.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the way they work, like, it worked for me is, like, for a couple of bosses, okay, that's the life bar. And then for a bunch of other... for a bunch of other bosses, it was, here's a white bar. Now it's red, blue, hey, you win. Like, great.
Yeah,
that was, like, not the
way
most...
the color system works seems buggy.
Oh, are we gonna... Yep, we're gonna...
Yep. We're getting pretty close to the Summer Best Echidna time, so it's coming up soon. And gun is really effective.
It is!
And yeah, so we're gonna see the Echidna fight that basically nobody sees. Because Echidna is really weird and has 5 different phases. You see 2 or 3 of them, and which phases you see depends on what your in-game time is when you start the fight.
I have such a hard time believing that like more than 1% of players sees anything but the last 2.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I'm pretty sure that the third one is pretty common for the show if you're like a competent rando player, right?
I
Like,
reset so many times in here because I thought like, oh no, that's bad. That's like the I got the bad
That
Moodle.
would freak out every single time. They'd be like, no.
Turns out, yeah, no, like it is for anyone who's played La-Mulana 1, it is very hard not to believe the idea that no, yeah, you will like this game never punishes you for a Woodle. You never need to reset. Also, I like this boss
Xander was
fight.
traumatized by you've been traumatized by the ball whip puzzle in the first game.
Oh wait, so this is the last Anunnaki. This is Anu. Or is Anu a robot? Or is like, nope, I actually managed to survive extinction by locking myself
I don't know
into
what
the song.
Anu is, to be honest. Maybe they're just a Lokapala who found a spaceship. I don't even know.
Oh, okay, but I mean, like, aren't they like the god of the Anu or something? They feel like a big deal, but yeah, I guess they could just be, yeah, some, like, yeah, just a local who got big and found a suit. But I do like, I don't know, part of me likes the fact that, oh yeah, no, the Anunnaki are like gone, whatever. But there's still like 3 of them, and they survive by locking themselves away into these weird Ankh things.
Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of have to beat them, just as a what if okay, this whole fight in the space elevator thing I really like. That was a cool fight.
Yeah. Turns out Gun is strong though,
so good.
That's done with.
Wait, Gun is still active, right? We're
Yes.
still on Gun. We're still on Infinite. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
we're gonna take out 2 bosses in this one hot spring trip.
I really like Gun in this one. I really like the fact that you can get infinite weapon because it's so satisfying to use infinite gun in this game. It's so good.
Yeah. It's really strong too. Like when I came out of my out of my blind playthrough, I was like, nah, the speedrun's gotta be using the weapon fairy because weapon fairy in 1.0 is just completely overpowered. But I missed the fact that infinite gun was a thing.
Yep. Oh no, we don't like this one. Oh, that's a nice safe spot. I don't like this one though.
This fight's rude.
Yeah, I got really beat up, and then on my last health, I kind of just managed to like just very, very carefully do the rest of the fight. Hey, what if it got even more messed up?
Yeah, this part is the rude part because you've assumably gotten through this whole gauntlet, and you're like, oh, finally I did it, and then nope.
No, you did not. You can't
So yeah,
have a lot
here
of gun
is
left
the 2 youngest phases of Echidna you can see. You saw the 2 oldest phases.
Yep.
So now you get to see all new Echidna sprites.
I can, why is she young in this
Echidna.
one?
Because you got here really fast.
I guess.
So she's still young.
Unclear how that works.
And then here's like a sort of like
Rip.
young adult phase, I guess.
Bye.
I don't know.
So fast.
But Echidna's age progression thing, I don't know what's going on with that. It's weird.
I mean, like, I always feel that, like, being locked away in an Ankh kind of, like, messes with you and space-time and stuff. So it's like, yeah, no, they're kind of in stasis in here, whatever the heck that means.
How'd they even end up in Onks in this one? Like, at least in the original La-Mulana, they were explicitly guarding each of the fields, but, like, what are they even doing here?
That's a good question.
Locking the soul gate doors, I guess.
I
Also,
guess.
you need to
Doesn't seem
kill
like a
them
great
to
thought.
fill the corridor with blood for a lot of them. Because they tend to be the trigger for the corridor bloodying up, which is needed in order to get them to lock into place to cause the end.
Barn.
Like, who, like, someone, like, did they, like, volunteer for these jobs? Or, like,
I mean,
like,
I'm
it's
sure
really-
you wanna lock a corridor of blood?
It's really unfortunate. We have a way to skip the 9 door, but we still have to kill all the bosses because none of them are actually skippable for other reasons.
They're all load-bearing bosses. You gotta get through them all. You can do that. Okay, I was wondering. Yeah, you totally can. Get into
Yeah.
this.
So one thing you'll notice about this fight is his lower jaw hurts on 1.0.
Oh no.
You can't just stand there.
That seems really rude.
I like standing in it though because that's very Norse mythology. It's absolutely a thing. Yeah. Put your arm inside of Fenrir's jaw and just leave it there, and then you.
So yeah, we're gonna get the medicine so that we can do the Sakit thing. Well, the sacred wine.
Oh, I'm
Call it
sorry.
medicine because you put medicine in the vessel in La-Mulana 1. Shush. And, you know, get things ready to eventually do all the Sakit stuff.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Tidget's saying like damage boost off the jaw at specific times to not get hit by projectiles. That's clever.
So precise.
So
He's
yeah,
got a
now we
damage
save and
boost
quit.
off
And
the jaw.
so Xandra, do you remember the solution to the doors puzzle?
Yeah, it's.
'Cause we're gonna do the doors puzzle.
Yeah, they
okay?
literally
you work
give
for
it
this
to you.
tablet, and then you go through this door.
No. I don't remember it by heart, but I know it's not this one.
So now we don't have the Grail. So but that's fine.
I was like a little bit let down by this puzzle because at first I thought like, oh, they just messed everything up. But then it was like, no, you literally just, it's like it says on the tin, you just really absolutely have to do the doors in the order they tell you to. The only thing
We're gonna
is
costume clip with this plot to
do I have,
meet Sakit. Sorry, I'm just pointing that out.
Hi, Saki. You're great. I love this
But yeah,
cutscene.
the way that the puzzle just teases you but doesn't actually give you the solution until you do like a completely different thing that
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily seem related is kind of rude.
I do appreciate that they do the whole like, ah, yes, hey, by the way, like there's six icons but 7 doors because there's actually 2 of them who have the same one and you have to like figure out. So that's
Yeah, and the one icon never shows up because the intended way to lose the Grail is to go through the door that Vidofnir guards. But we never killed Vidofnir. We don't need to because we're doing a different solution that got patched.
Goodbye.
Which...
Goodbye.
So door 2
solution
is the
got
one that you
patched.
need Grapple Claw to get to.
Yep.
That shouldn't be that surprising.
So it's really just looking like you need to get to the final door, and it's looking, hey, are the other doors closed? Yes? Okay, good.
You can kind of jump into that first thing in the crusher, and then it pushes you forwards, and then you actually make it in time.
Okay, I'm just gonna really enjoy seeing this big jerk get it. I really... Oh, yeah, of course, you can just do that. Why don't just do that?
I don't actually know if you can lamp him in the current version.
Oh, okay.
I think they took a couple mini bosses and made it so you couldn't use the Lamp of Time against them.
Oh, a little angry.
Anyway, now we're gonna walk into this door, which then leads us here for some reason. This is what got
Wait.
patched.
Okay.
And we don't need the Gale Fibula to get through here because we can do that jump trick I mentioned.
Okay.
So now we can go back to Gloom.
I lost track of which one was Doom, which one was Gloom so easily because I had no way to tell.
So yeah, now we're gonna head towards this door, and it's going to lead us to the door in Horace Belger's room. We already went through it, and the door is closed, but that doesn't matter. We can go through the other way and go through it twice, once in both directions. And that's how you do the alternate solution. You don't need to go in through the main entrance, because you can just go through this door twice.
What?
Oh, yeah, you can exit through it still. Even if you... Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, that spike jump must be incredibly precise.
This game's great. I like this game. Yeah! Love doing that. I really like La-Mulana. Really enjoy it.
So, we never got the ice cape, so this is real sketchy.
Oh!
We got a health fairy. This is why we got a health fairy.
Watch it
I just
slow
beat your kids
down.
up.
Hey, there it
Not
is.
a good time.
Hey, Jumpy Demon, could you not?
Yeah, that's the gates puzzle done. And then we just now we have to go to hell, tell her we want to leave, because that's the fastest way to get all our stuff back. And then is going to come the trick that I found that I'm really proud of. because it's nonsense.
Oh right, I like that's how you survive going into heck. You just tell her like, all right, I'll give you one wish. Okay, one wish, cool. I want to leave. I'm like, cool. Here you go.
So yeah, I found this trick. It is nonsense. I am happy it is in the speedrun.
Squish.
Squab.
Wait, what?
Input race conditions. Everyone loves them.
What?
So you die, and then you open the menu, and you hit continue at the same time. And then you open the menu, and you continue at the same time. Then after that, you die again, so that you can then, in the menu, warp to a different field and continue at the same time. Which then puts you at whatever the default coordinates are, when it loads in the place that you're supposed to be continuing in.
That's so specific.
And so why is this done?
Because it's the fastest way to get to that part of the area. Otherwise, you have to like go to Valhalla, turn the corridor, go through the corridor in order to go right through the door to get there. It's kind of slow.
And why are you going to that specific part of the area? I thought you'd had.
You need a crystal skull.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a crystal skull on that side.
right. You never actually picked that up. Okay. That is so much.
So we're not gonna bother with this puzzle because we can clip through 45-degree slopes.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, okay. I still cheesed it though. I'm so happy about that.
Also, here you're going to see the most use of the if you hold up a use item, then you go fast in the speedrun. Because if you hold up a use item while swimming, you go fast in this version.
Hey.
And if you press jump and hold up a use item at the same time, you go real fast.
Ooh. I like the music in this area. I like the reveal of what these heckin' weird enemies are.
Hmm. And also just like, I love the fact that the suit is a spacesuit.
Yep, it's the whole time it was a spacesuit. Like, oh.
Also, doing the fast swimming trick is actually fast enough to clip through these slopes.
Oh, and then you're like, okay. No.
The movement here is really hard, though, like, because the swimming physics are finicky.
Mm.
And the zero-G swimming physics are potentially even more finicky.
Right, and you get night here.
No, that was the last mantra I got.
Last one I got was in Heck. And Brahma showed me where.
You notice when taking damage that she'll unequip and re-equip the garb, and that is because that, you know, in the similar manner to costume clips, will just completely give you control back, even though iframes are still happening. So you can use them to get out of the seemingly permanent stun lock these enemies can get you in if they start damaging you in a corner.
Yep. Anunnaki, they are jerks in every single life. They like, just whatever. Nope. Just like every incarnation of them sucks.
Oh, just clipping through right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, here it is.
Yeah, you go real fast, and
Bam.
if you go fast, you can clip through slopes. It's funny, I recently tried, because I was curious, I ended up trying to clip out of bounds in this area, like to the outside, and if you get like a little bit outside of this area, you just fall down because the like zero-G like space ends and you just fall.
Oh no!
into just endless out of bounds.
Is there any like info on like how the map data of this game is arranged? I'm kind of curious.
I don't know if there's good info like publicly. I know that it is somewhat known because a randomizer exists. But all I really know is that every single like area is a single gigantic Unity scene. And
so
I also know some other like random things I've picked up from people talking about the way that the game is organized. Apparently, basically every single object in this game has a reference to a L2 sys object, which has a lot of global state, and every single object references it.
So wildly enough, this one doesn't get infinite gun.
Yeah, this used to be routed for infinite gun, but then it was like it's not actually faster to get infinite gun here. Just for this fight, you can do it pretty fast with bombs and whip and not dying.
There's a I relate to that a lot because like I run Cosmo Tank, and like the current strat is to do a detour to get a weapon that just makes one boss faster. And yeah, it's the whole like, yeah, is that detour actually worth it, or will at one point we will figure out a different strat that, okay, now we can just cut out this entire side trip. It doesn't matter.
So yeah, that's hell. The journey is nearing its end.
Hey,
getting close to the end, because that's like, I think that's one of the last bosses, or if the last boss, I think,
yeah,
besides the final boss.
36.
So
yeah. Here you go. You should have just let her mods, like, you should have just treated Baldur right instead of going, no, I'm sorry, there's one person in the entire universe who didn't cry. I'm just gonna keep Baldur here.
Just leaving that Book of Dead on the ground, no respect whatsoever.
Nope. Don't need it.
yeah, Vorpy. It especially makes sense too when you consider, like, you know, their previous games are like La-Mulana Remake, which is a C game D3D9. That I know too much about the internals of. And then, like, they made a lot of Flash games. And then, like, their very first project in, like, a, like, proper engine that is, you know, doing fancy object-oriented things or stuff like that is this. And they're just making this giant project, and there's their first Unity project. And so, yeah, it's gonna be a mess internally. It's just not possible for that to happen otherwise.
I mean, I relate to that a lot when it comes to my own project. So,
if you knew the things I had done to Unity, you would.
Yeah, like from my understanding, every single game is an absolute mess when you look under the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, speaking as an animator who codes like very lightly,
no.
I have zero respect for cleanliness.
That room. I don't like that room so much because you just get, there's so many ways to get knocked back down. Gosh, it's rude.
My role in life is to cause trouble for programmers. One day people will see the monstrosity of procedural animation I've created in Unreal for this current game, and they will be like, "What is wrong with you?"
So yeah, we gotta turn all the corridors into place because we have defeated all the bosses to make all the blood appear. So that's good. Still haven't collected a single dissonance, but that's fine.
Yeah.
All the dissonance does is make the face mad, and all that making the face mad does is make you not die when you chant every mantra. So
I mean,
we'll just need to come up with a different solution to not dying when we chant every mantra, and it's good.
There's so many ways to do that. At least 2.
I don't think either of those methods work in current versions, but they did in this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can't. I remember we saw it during Xander's playthrough. You can't get the lasers to appear on the things unless you have the dissonance for that zone.
No, you still can. I'm pretty sure.
She tried with this area and couldn't do it until she killed Hell.
No. Killing Hell makes the blood in the corridor, which makes it able to lock. Getting the dissonance is an unrelated thing that makes you able to chant all the mantras once you get all of them. And also in current versions, you need 1 dissonance in order to rotate the corridor, which wasn't the case in 1.0. But, so.
Time to get a good sip of that Lo-Kapala respawn liquor.
Yeah, I sort of gave away the reason why we're getting the Lo-Kapala respawn liquor.
Yep.
Because what's another way to not die when we chant every mantra? Maybe the respawn liquor.
The software version of this isn't faster.
I'm pretty sure the software is pretty out of the way.
Oh.
And one of them you have to buy, and it's really expensive. And who has money? I think that's the reason.
The doll. Wow.
This
Wait, no,
boss
1.0. 1.0.
Really disappointing on 1.0. He doesn't do anything and then dies.
Yeah, he just like completely wrecked me multiple times. I realized, wait, like I even tried, like, all right, fine, I'll come back with like gun and like, and it didn't even do anything. So I just eventually realized, all right, I can just like freeze, like, okay, here we go, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, on 1.0, his just attacks come out real slow, and he doesn't have a lot of health, and just kind of moves slow, and you just get to wail on him, and then he dies, and it was a really disappointing fight.
Oh,
Chiron
Here's what I mentioned about squishing. We got
Squish.
squished when trying to do a pot clip, because
Oh,
we were in the wrong spot, and so you ended up between the pot and the wall and died, instead of into the wall and not dying.
Chiron asking why we did Sakit if we don't need the dissonance.
Sakit is needed in order to bloody the one corridor from Shrine of the Frost Giants. So you need to do the Sakit event in order to have Sakit die so that that corridor of blood is filled. We don't need to go into the La-Mulana ruins to chant the mantra to get the dissonance though, right? Because the dissonance is only needed for yelling really loud.
So it's still his face in the corridor for some reason.
Mhm.
Is that why he's
Yeah,
like, he's
The
still
faces
like,
in the corridor are the bosses that you kill in order to make them fill with blood, right?
Yes, their
so if
blood
you're like
needs
coming
to
from
be-
Valhalla, there's all these sigils, which are the ones for Ritra, right? And so forth.
I never did fight so forth. Oh hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Finally, we get back at this jerk. This is just a cool moment. I appreciate this.
So yeah, and now that trick I discovered is going to get used one more time, because guess what the default coordinates of this zone is?
What?
This is in theory faster, but I think it gets like messed up once or something, so it might not actually be faster in this specific run. But it is faster to do this nonsense in order to get to the boat than it is to actually take the door.
What?
So now we're at the boat.
That's very funny.
Right, so you don't have to do the whole.
And we get to chant the
Boat.
mantra before they even show up too, and right.
Off screen, there's a local Paula who's just really angry. And you also just have the requirements, because why not? You already did the thing.
Yeah, Spyro Hell. The
Okay.
goal here is to go fast and not kill mini bosses, because killing mini bosses isn't worth it.
Yeah, I know. In hindsight, I just
I mean, like
to write-
casually, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
great,
I just,
but
I
it's
just
like in a speed run, like you can just run past them.
Also, this is my favorite music in the game.
Wait, those red things don't. How?
They
why are the red
they
things
get
getting
absorbed by the crucifix in this version.
There goes.
The harder versions of the Valkyries are just basically the identicals to the other versions of the Valkyries.
So they patched it to
in
make them not
1.0.
absorb. That's so rude.
What the?
I don't know
Okay.
what's up with Jalahandra's sprite there.
Oh no, we caught him doing a crime against physical nature.
Yeah, you don't even need to kill Sphinx because the pedestal is already there.
Hi, Griffin. Oh, really?
Jump over him. Or Griffin, yeah.
It would have been great
Push
if
forward
we
kind
could
of
have.
awkwardly.
Kind of wish we could have squished Griffin. That would have been fun.
Also,
Oh,
High
hi.
Lightning.
Hi, lightning. Lightning. That's right, Sparkle Toad. What if we didn't? Right, that was a sight. That was like that freaked me out. Please let us go. Please, Scald. Ooh.
But punch birds are very good. Zandra, you never did like Hell Temple 1, so
Nope.
you're not quite familiar with the punching.
Nope.
In
Oh,
La-Mulana,
I saw
you saw
others do
it
it.
punched. Yeah.
That was funny. Oh, okay, that's one way to do it.
I like how literally nobody considers that worth doing the supposedly correct way. Just damage boost, whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to
Okay, you do get that Grail
actually
point.
get that last jump
Okay,
properly. So yeah, at this point, now what we gotta do is get maximally kitted out for the final boss. So
Oh, I guess we just do that first.
Yep. So we're gonna get a lamp charge so that we can get to the hot spring.
So
And then
why do you keep doing this? It's just because like might as well.
because you
freeze
take
time?
like literally hundreds of damage if you go through this enemy, and it damages you. The one in the wall.
Oh.
when you do that clip.
Oh, that's okay. I
Like
completely
the segmented
blanked.
worm guy hits you with every segment when you can't get iframes because the screen is scrolling, and then
Okay, that's okay. That's why you're
you
freezing.
take hundreds of like over 100 damage. So either way, we're gonna get infinite gun hot spring, and then we're going to also get a health fairy. And it's final boss time.
Squish Griffin as a rejected Mega Man X Maverick. Nice. God, why? Capcom, please. Capcom, please make more Mega Man games. 11 was really good.
He guards the underworld and the deaths of child. Squish Griffin. Hi loser, bye loser. Oh, they changed the sprite in the recent version.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what game the robot is supposed to be. It's a robot from some MSX game, Magnaran. But I'd have to look it up.
All right, here we go. You don't even get to show the full face from like the splash screen of the game. I guess
So
we know
yeah,
what it is.
we chant all mantras, die from excessive power, but then revive with 32 HP because of Soma. And now it's just this fight with infinite gun.
The gun.
The final phase of this fight ends up being pretty underwhelming too, because at this point in the game they had not added iframes in between phase change for that last phase. So,
Wait, so
you
those, they also made some changes to those tentacles in the second phase.
Also, like, there's some things that sort of like make it really feel like this game was kind of unfinished. Like in the phase with the tall room, the eye stalks that come out, they do 1 damage on this version. I think like most phases of this fight actually have 1 contact damage for
this is
the
so
final boss,
satisfying to watch.
which is just kind of weird.
Wow!
Wow!
Rip!
Wow!
Yeah,
Didn't even get to like
do anything. No.
because that's 1.0. Okay. GG.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then no cutscene because that was added later. At least I don't think the fancy cutscene plays.
Oh yeah. She did it. She made it. She made it to space.
Yeah, there's. I mean, to be honest again, like I'm not surprised that it seems like
There
this
it is.
game. Oh. Huh.
Yay!
It's like I think
doing
it's like
it.
the like
Oh,
yeah
the
the little
like-
bit after that where it goes into like the into
Yeah.
space. That one didn't exist at this point. The stuff that was like in games did though. The
I
intro too is
surprised.
like completely different on this version. Like that it's a lot less animated and simple and stuff.
Like,
Oh,
given
crap.
How over the Kickstarter ran,
Yeah.
time and funding wise.
Yeah.
Makes sense, honestly.
as someone
Yeah, and
who
they did
still
a lot of
hasn't, like-
polish post release.
Yeah. I
That's-
mean, I'm glad someone was able to. Like, I feel like there was a situation where maybe this game came out and then they ran out of money and died.
Yeah.
Still hoping that doesn't end up happening because Kickstarters are Kickstarters.
Yeah, as someone who like still has like 2 years overdue Kickstarter rewards, I am hoping to get to those soon and be out of that specific unfortunate spot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, lamp of time. Yeah, you just lamp of time here. You just lamp of time. You just leave.
That's the speed run.
Hey!
Skipped a lot of stuff, like basically everything in Takamagahara Shrine.
Right, yep.
We entered it once, got the crystal skull, pieced out, and then we entered it again to get the power band.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Didn't have to collect any of the dissonances, so no backtracking to Typhon, or no running into the Mausoleum of the Giants to chant a mantra, or going back to Reacher's room. That's fast. Lots of fun skips.
Yeah.
Lots
Gosh,
of
that
fun
was-
tech. Stuff that I'm really proud of because I discovered the nonsense where you
Yeah.
hit 2 buttons at the same time and cause the game to go into a bizarre state.
How?
Uh,
How do you come
there's-
across that?
You hit two buttons at the same time. Specifically, you've already discovered bugs in two other games involving hitting two buttons at the same time and causing bad state. And so you get used to the fact that I should just try hitting every button while doing things that, if it worked, that would be bad.
Oh, poor P. This, as someone who like made games as like way back as a teenager that require you to hit two buttons at one time, this is like really interesting.
Yeah. It's really easy to do, right? Because you just,
Yeah, you
like,
just, like,
have things in whatever order, and so you're just processing them. It's like, so they hit this button, so we're gonna restart the game, start it up, and get all that stuff going. And then you hit the pause menu, and so you restarted the game, so that's still running, so you can open up the pause menu. And then after that, it's all like, okay, we have to do the loading stuff and load it properly, so then it locks your pause menu, but it happened too late, right? Like, right? It's really easy to see how issues like that can happen. Right.
Does this game do the thing that the first game does as far as who shows up depending on like stuff?
No, it does not. So there's no clear 100% indicator besides just looking at the inventory. I don't think anybody's done a 100% speedrun either.
It's got to be a long one.
It's not going to be that much longer. You still have to collect most of the items, right? So it's going to be, you just collect a bunch of maps and orbs along the way, and just, right, like, it's gonna be longer, but it wouldn't be, like, super, like, incredibly longer.
It's my favorite part of the ending. Yeah!
La-Mulana 2 has been out a couple years. It came out in the summer of, was it 2018? Yeah, I think that's right.
Right, because I remember I was at PAX with Aura, and Aura excitedly pointed at the La-Mulana 2 big, like, standee, and I was like, okay.
That was, I think, 2019 even.
No, I think that was earlier than that, because that was last
Sure?
year. Yep. That was fun. Gosh, that was great. What a good time. It's a good time of an hour 49 minutes. This is...
One really funny thing I kind of want to mention about 1.0 is that if you beat the game and then you start a new game, all of the like random items that are just like equipped from the save you beat the game on will just stay active until the first time you open your menu.
So is that like a category, New Game Plus?
So there's like, in theory, a New Game Plus glitch category that nobody would ever run because you'd have to watch the entire credit sequence every time you wanted to start. But I just find that really funny. Because, like, you start the game and you already have, like, Spalder and, like, Spalder and Flame Torque trails, and you can double jump, and it's very silly.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on. I just want to see the weird yeah! What if... And then you're... Okay, so that's how they do it. Okay, so... You, like... There's a platform there, and then you jump off of it to, like... Yeah, Tidget, thank you so much for, like, letting us show this off. This is incredible. This heckin' game. What a ride. What an incredible ride. Yeah, thank you Aura and thank you Sky for like
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, like this I'm so glad I got to do a like a proper stream of my first time through the game, as long as it was. I love these games, and also I'm like, as much as I like, oh no, there's such a precious resource. There's so few of these, and they're so much fun to play. But also like, I am exhausted. This took so much energy, and like, also I didn't really have to like, oh, thank you, Karan. Like I didn't have to like go and do the prop comedy stuff. I was really into it. I love these games, but also I'm really happy now to be able to play other games without Brahma and Ratatoskr just living in my head all the time. It's been a fun time.
Excited for some of the stuff we have coming up.
Yeah.
It'll be much less exhausting and stressful and much more fun and chill.
Yep. So yeah, thank you, Digit, for letting us show off. Like, congrats on like an incredible run. And Sky, thank you so much for like showing like the underside, showing the backside of all this in like in the code and the exploits and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of glitches in games and speedruns and stuff. So
it's fun. It's so much fun.
like searching for them too. I've
yeah,
done my own.
That's got to be a fun process. Like digging, like chipping away at like, oh, there's something here. There's something interesting here.
Yeah. Yeah, just trying weird stuff and seeing what sticks.
I think I'm gonna go chill. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you two, for talking with me. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thanks again, Digit, for being here and and like giving us more context. And yeah, oh, Aura, can you paste in chat the link to this video so folks can go see it and also like find Digit's info and stuff. Thank you, everybody. Gonna
Someone
go lie
in
down
chat
for a little bit.
was asking, Malamet's asking, yeah, if you're going to continue streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or if you're going to go back to a looser schedule.
I will. I mean, I like streaming every night, so yes, of course, I'm gonna go back to that. Oh my gosh! Hey, congratulations for being like Final Fantasy married. That's great.
Nice.
Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Please take care of you, because you're worth it, and you deserve it. And until next adventure, maybe as giant as this adventure, let's keep making wonderful things together. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Oh, hey. Sky. Is Sky still there? Sky.
Yeah?
Do you have any, like, cool things you're doing? Or, like, links to your stuff for folks? Because I think this is the first time
I haven't streamed in a while, unfortunately. I'm kind of hoping to get back into it. Maybe with some like La-Mulana 1, testing out some new route stuff, because there were some really wild tricks that have been being worked on, potentially ending up in the speedrun route. But if not that, I've also been kind of considering maybe starting up I have a whole backlog of indie games now from a gigantic bundle. So I might go and try to explore through that a bit and play some stuff and see what I think about it. So that might be what I'm doing on stream too. Next I end up streaming. We'll see.
Perfect. Oh, thanks again. Bye, everybody.
Bye.